It's a windy day. I'm about a foot from the camera, talking downward. I should turn on the actual Pro to get to the microphones. Gotta watch out for the water and the potholes in here. One day they'll do this over, or this will just fall down. The sun is towards my right, 2 o'clock position. Beautiful sky indeed. Nice and clear. You can see down in the water. If I tilt down, if I had a CPL lens, I would be reviewing it. And you can see the fish right here hanging out. Well, there's a nice fish there. It's got some seaweed on his tail, or maybe a hook. We changed the speaker and the microphone to mono. And I don't know if you're going to tell any difference between stereo and mono. Now I wish DJI would highlight much better the choices after ProRes that you see in gold. When you look at the other two icons, you cannot even tell if they're enabled or disabled. Omnidirectional is for the front only, and that is what I have right now. So if I'm talking behind the camera, am I nice and clear just like before in the stereo and the mono, and now the front, and I have to turn the camera around for you. So now I'm with the front mics that's down over here, talking to you in a nice comfortable voice, and the wind is kind of blowing, and you have noise wind reduction that goes underneath the magnet mount. The camera should do just fine as I rotate around, so this way you can hear the wind and the front only microphones work. So this basically says it all with the internal sound only. So as you can see, I'm walking away, careful of my steps, from the sun to the shade of the DJI Osmo Action 3. Oh man, look how close that airline is. Really big. You're not going to see it with an action camera that big. We are now going to take a little closer look to the audible of the camera with the microphones. Notice the Pro, when you click on it, it now shows a gold. But when you click on these two, they show a white. The color formation is not correct on these, and we need to get them changed sooner than later. It is very difficult for you to see the darkness of the microphone, but if you click on it, it turns to white and the other one turns dark. I'm shooting with the Osmo Action, and that same holds true for that camera, which they won't change the background colors for. We have a channel of stereo and mono, and we have a noise reduction on and off, and I always leave my noise reduction on. It cannot hurt, it can only help you out. And you have here is an audio direction, which will only turn on the front and all the microphones. If we take a look at the front of your Action 3, these are the two mic holes and the ISO or color correction in the zero. So you got two mics here, you have a speaker on top here, and you have your noise reduction. Now the wind will pass through here. Well, what if this is blocked by your hand shooting? It can only improve your shot, but also can muffle the sound. Well, that's the thing with the Osmo Action. You get to see the Pro in gold, but you get to see these two things in a different color. So we leave this on just as is on Audible, And we want to change back to this particular control. It is on or automatic, and nothing can happen if you choose the wrong settings. So we close off the camera and hope they can get those two icons changed in the future. With the Osmo Action 3, we have the ability or, the option to add on these T-type adapters, the wireless mics. And the good and the bad about these T adapters is they will start to block the mode on button. So you won't be able to touch that button unless you're going to manipulate your fingers, put them in a different position. You want to look for something like the small rig that will go up and down out of the way. Maybe they'll make a adapter that goes sideways, but that will, cause interruption or blockage towards your lens. So I hope you enjoyed this very simple, audible, out in a very bright light shot for today. But those are my thoughts out loud. The icons, hard to see, very difficult to see. Maybe put a yellow, maybe put a green, maybe put an orange, maybe do something similar to the Pro. And I doubt we're ever going to see that ever change. I'm Fish. Have a great day and enjoy shooting with your Osmo 3.